We live in a world where running has become second nature. Not the physical kind of running, but the subtle, almost invisible form of escape we practice every day. We run from silence. We run from pain. We run from anything that forces us to confront the truth about who we are. You scroll endlessly on your phone. You drown yourself in work. You fill every empty space with noise. And yet, deep inside, there's a part of you that knows, you are not escaping life, you are escaping yourself. But here's the truth. No matter how far you run, you will always meet yourself at the end of the road. Think about how often you've felt restless. That strange emptiness that creeps in when the music stops playing, when the notifications go silent, when the distractions fade. That feeling is not boredom, it is you, it is the self you've been running from, finally catching up. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Most people believe they are free, but they are prisoners. Prisoners of emotions they refuse to face, memories they bury, and fears they pretend do not exist. Running feels easier than facing pain. Avoidance feels safer than honesty. But what you don't realize is that every time you avoid yourself, you give away a piece of your power. You stop living. We often think life's biggest struggles come from external sources, a toxic boss, a bad relationship, money problems, society's pressure. But the truth is, the hardest battles are always internal. We are terrified of looking at ourselves because deep down, we know what we'll find. We'll see our insecurities. We'll see the pain from childhood we never healed. We'll see the anger, the jealousy, the shame. And yet, this is exactly where true freedom begins, in the confrontation of our own shadows. Modern life makes running easy. Social media gives us constant stimulation, turning every free moment into an opportunity to escape. We don't sit with our feelings, we scroll past them. We don't talk about our pain. We post curated happiness to hide it. We don't question our path. We distract ourselves with entertainment. But here's the thing. Running doesn't make the pain disappear. It only buries it deeper, where it silently dictates your choices. You may not see it, but your fear is steering your life. Your avoidance is shaping your relationships. Your refusal to face yourself is the reason why you feel empty, restless, or unfulfilled. Stop for a moment and think about your habits. Why do you wake up and immediately reach for your phone? Why do you always need music or noise playing in the background? Why do you feel uncomfortable when you're alone, in silence, with no one around? That discomfort is not random. It is your mind begging you to listen. Alan Watts once said, "We are always trying to solve our feelings instead of feeling them." We treat emotions like problems that need fixing, instead of experiences that need to be felt. When sadness comes, we try to escape it. When anger arises, we push it down. When anxiety creeps in, we look for distractions. But emotions are not your enemies. They are messages. Powerful signals that something in your life needs attention. When you ignore them, you lose connection to yourself. When you suppress them, you become numb. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. You cannot grow if you keep running away. Your healing begins the moment you stop and face yourself, raw, vulnerable, and unfiltered. This is why so many people feel empty despite having everything society tells them they should want. A good job, a nice home, money, relationships, and yet something feels off. Because fulfillment does not come from running, it comes from integration, it comes from being whole. We are made of light and shadow, of confidence and insecurity, of dreams and fears, but when we only accept the parts of ourselves we like and reject the rest, we live fragmented lives. Jung called this the shadow self. It's everything you've rejected about yourself, your jealousy, your shame, your anger, your fear. We bury it because we think hiding it makes us stronger, but the opposite is true. What you hide controls you. What you accept sets you free. Think about this. How much of your life is built on avoidance? Do you choose your job because it aligns with your soul, or because it helps you escape uncertainty? Do you stay in relationships because you love the person, or because you're scared of being alone? Do you keep yourself busy because you're productive, or because silence terrifies you? When your life is built on running away, you will always feel like something is missing, because your soul doesn't want distraction, it wants connection. Facing yourself is not easy. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like standing in front of a mirror that reflects every truth you've been avoiding. But discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort is the doorway to freedom. The most profound changes in life are never comfortable. They require courage. They require stillness. They require you to sit in silence long enough to hear what your soul is trying to say. So how do you stop running away? The first step is awareness. Start noticing your patterns of escape. The scrolling, the binge watching, the overworking, the way you keep yourself busy so you don't have to feel. Awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. It doesn't solve everything immediately, but it shows you what's there. The second step is acceptance. Stop judging yourself for your emotions. You are not weak for feeling pain. You are not broken for feeling anxiety. Every feeling you've been running from is a part of your humanity. Acceptance is not about loving every part of yourself instantly. It's about acknowledging it, saying, yes, this is here, and that's okay. The third step is stillness. Create space for silence. Sit with yourself without reaching for your phone. Go for a walk without music. Breathe deeply and let your thoughts surface. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but that's because you're detoxing from constant stimulation. And finally, compassion. You've been running because you've been scared, and that's okay. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love, peace, or healing. Compassion is the bridge that allows you to integrate your shadow and step into wholeness. When you finally stop running, something incredible happens. You realize that the pain you've been avoiding isn't as terrifying as you thought. You realize that the shame you carry doesn't define you. You realize that the freedom you've been searching for has always been within you, buried under layers of fear, distraction, and noise. You become whole. And when you're whole, you stop chasing validation. You stop fearing rejection. You stop living a life designed to impress others. You finally start living. Most people will never experience this kind of freedom, because most people are too afraid to look inwards. But if you are willing to stop running, if you are willing to sit in the discomfort of your own thoughts, to face the parts of yourself you've buried, your life will transform. This is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming real. And reality, when embraced fully, is far more beautiful than any illusion. So take a deep breath, turn off the noise, put down your phone, close your eyes, and for the first time in a long time, stop running away from yourself. Mensaging final: the courage to face yourself is the first step to true freedom. Healing is not found in running, but in embracing your entire being, the light, the darkness, the pain, and the joy. When you stop escaping, life finally begins.